Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
How are you?
I'm good, you.
I am good. Please tell me about yourself and please let me know about your venture, your family, your education, and if you have had any earlier jobs.
My name is Sarah Faruqi. I am 21 years old. I'm a student at IBA, currently doing my BBA. I'm in my 6th semester. My venture is called The Organic Affair. We deal in skincare. Initially, we started with organic skincare, which included face masks and oils and other organic things. Currently, we are doing moisturizers and face washes as well. So we have expanded our product line to include non-organic lab tested things. In terms of my personal and family life, I have two siblings. One of my sibling is doing his medical from Karachi Medical Dental College, and my sister is in school.
All right. So can you please tell me something about your entrepreneurial orientation? What I mean by that is that were you attracted by entrepreneurship, or did it just happen? Did you turn your passion into something?
Yeah, I personally think I turned my passion into entrepreneurship. Basically, I'm someone that has always been interested in skincare. And it's like it was never that I wanted to start a business, but I realized that skincare is something that I really, really enjoy taking part in, and also, I would love to develop something of my own. So that's how I started my entrepreneurial journey.
That's very interesting. How were your parents or relatives or any close friends entrepreneurial? If they were, then how so?
No, I actually belong to a family that is mostly from the corporate sector. So they're all working in, for example, my dad is a banker, and then my chachu works in Unilever. So we belong to a family that is more oriented towards jobs.
That's very interesting. All right. So did you have any role models when you were growing up?
Role models, I would say my mom.
When and under what circumstances and from whom did you become interested in entrepreneurship and learn some of the critical lessons? And if not anyone at all, then you can also tell me that.
Not really anyone, but there's a show called Shark Tank. I actually follow it pretty religiously. So that was something that I found interested me about, like, it made me interested in entrepreneurship, but not anyone like in my surroundings or in real life.
Okay, so can you tell me about your education and do you think if it was helpful at all? And if it was, in which specific ways? Like, how does your education tailor to entrepreneurship? And if it does not, please let me know as well.
I'm actually a business student at IBA. So, like, I feel like the marketing courses kind of helped me with, like, marketing my brand. But other than that, because I'm only in my 6th semester and I started this business when I was just in my 2nd semester, so I feel like us waqt tak there wasn't anything that university taught me that I could actually apply to my business.
All right. In particular, did you have sales or marketing experience and how important was it or lack of it to start your company? Because if you did not, the way you're saying you're a student, it's a big step, isn't it?
I did not have any like experience at all. It all just like flowed. It just all went along the way. We tried different things. हम लोग ने ads run किए. If they didn't work out, we sent PR packages. So we actually tested with a lot of tactics in terms of like marketing.
All right, brilliant. We're onto the second part, execution. Can you please describe how you decided to create a job by starting your own venture instead of just taking a job like someone else would? Because you told me that in your family people are more oriented towards taking jobs, so this was a big step, right?
Create a job.
Basically,
By that I understand that how I made a job for myself.
yes.
It basically grew from definitely my love for skincare. So I would say that I'm following my passion in a way, and I turned my passion into a job. And I feel like that's the best job you could do, because when I'm working, I don't feel like I'm working because I'm actually just doing what I actually love to do.
All right. So did you conduct any feasibility analysis or write a business plan or have any financial projections? Have you figured out that the opportunity is profitable enough to take a risk, or did you not do any of these?
I did do a feasibility analysis. So like on Facebook groups, it wasn't like a big thing. So on Facebook groups, we basically posted like a survey of what girls would like to see. Like, you know how Facebook groups of girls there are. So uske andar we basically posted what they would like to see in terms of our products. So we gave offerings like lip balms, face masks, and face body scrubs and stuff, and they could like suggest their own products as well, and we got like over 100 responses. So that is where I decided what exactly I would like to create. Other than that, I did not run a business plan, and the initial investment was not that much, so we didn't really need a feasibility analysis at the time.
All right. So what I get from that is you had a test market and it went very well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So can you tell us about the industry state at that time, second semester, I think?
Uh-huh. Okay, so it was basically peak COVID times, so online shopping was like on the rise. Other than that, skincare in Pakistan has recently become pretty. It's like a growing industry. पहले हमें दिखती नहीं थी skincare की brands. पहले हमारे पास Fair and Lovely होता था, और like you know the general Unilever की जो offerings होती हैं, big names only. Recently, in like the past 4 to 5 years, Co Natural है, The Organic Traveler है, इस टाइप के brands बहुत सारे launch हुए हैं. So I feel like skincare is definitely a growing industry currently in Pakistan, and I think we entered it in a decent time.
All right, brilliant. Did you have any partners? And if you did, what kind of financing options did you guys think of?
I currently do this with my brother, and in terms of financing, we just used our savings.
All right. So it was basically bootstrapping where you use your own resources, right? Okay. Did your family support your initial venture creation? Because, you know, for a lot of entrepreneurs, it's a difficult thing to convince their family and running the finances.
Yeah, my dad was pretty supportive. I mean, initially they were like, hey, just focus on your studies, kya zarurat hai karne ki. But I was like, my brother and I were like pretty passionate about this. We were like, we are going ahead with it. So my dad did pitch in some funding. But like, yeah, overall my parents have been pretty supportive.
Okay. Did you have a startup business plan of any kind? Acha, you told me that you didn't have a large business plan, but did you have any small one, or, you know, where you organized and categorized the dates?
Business plan, we just had a launch date in mind. I guess that's about it, and like the time we needed to, you know, work on the products and test the products, because obviously skincare is something you need to test out before you launch it. So but that was something I feel like we had a little planned out. Other than that, it just was happening organically.
All right. Acha, so how much time did it take from thinking of the idea to actually getting to that launch day which you're talking about? How many hours did you spend working on it?
Okay, so we thought of this idea like during peak COVID times. We were just sitting in our room. We were like, okay, this is getting kind of boring. We should do something. So we thought of the idea in the initial COVID stages. I'm talking, I think March, around that time. And then we worked on it, and then we like tested products and stuff. And I think we launched at the end of July. It was around July 25th to 26th. So 4 to 5 months.
Okay. All right, a little lengthy question, please stay with me. How much capital did it take? You don't have to give me an exact value, but you can tell me how much. How long did it take to reach a positive cash flow, right? Break even, basically. And if you did not have money at the time, what were some ways in which you bootstrapped the venture? Apart from using your own money, did you do anything else? Did you borrow from someone?
So in terms of financing, like I mentioned before, we used our own savings. We weren't reliant on anyone else from financing, and initial financing was not that much because we weren't working on like a huge stock of products. So our finance took around, I think, 20 to 30,000 max.
All right, and how long did it take to reach break even?
Oh, we broke even in a week.
Okay.
Because our friends and family were the people that initially placed orders, so they were like pretty supportive about it. So we were able to break even in a week or two.
That's actually a really, really good time, because can you tell me about the pressure and crisis during that early survival period, which was very less for 1 week, by the way?
The survival period, I feel like, goes on for small brands for a long time, because you are establishing your brand, you are basically making sure that people know you, you're trying to like get the word out. So initially sales ज़्यादा नहीं होती हैं, like unless your friends and family buy from you, उसके अलावा sales ज़्यादा नहीं होती हैं. So I feel like you have to stay pretty persistent. So I feel like after our friends and family bought stuff, तो उसके बाद sales were pretty low because obviously we were in our initial stages. But yeah, perseverance and consistency is key.
All right. So that was actually my next question as well. What outside help did you get, apart from those your family members that supported you, and do you think they made any difference later on?
Yeah, we did get a lot of outside help. So, like for example, my brother's friends, they were bloggers, so they helped us in promoting our brand. Other than that, for the stickers and labels and stuff, my brother's friend owns a sticker factory, so they were able to print it for us for free because the quantity was pretty less. So initially, that helped us save a lot of money that we could basically put into marketing later on. Excuse me, pause, Gaurav.
Okay, so can you tell me about the strength of your venture and maybe a weakness and your most triumphant moment and maybe a worst moment?
The strength, I feel like, okay, so if you go to our page, you can see it's like a themed page, and also we focus on being environmentally friendly. So our packaging includes all glass bottles, and our packaging, our clay masks were actually pretty applauded by our customers for the packaging they have. So I feel like our packaging and our overall persona is pretty unique. That's our strength. In case of our weaknesses, I feel like we are kind of struggling with the marketing aspect of things. So we really need to work on that. Our most triumphant moment, I feel like, would be we got featured on Sunday Times and the Tribune edit. They're pretty big names, and we got featured organically. So I feel like that was a pretty great thing for us. Other than that, in case of our weakest moment, there have been times case sales, like initially especially, case sales were like zero in the initial months. So I feel like getting through that phase, maybe my idea is a flop, maybe my idea is not working out. The whole thought process behind that, I guess that's, you struggle a little because you think, okay, maybe I'm failing. But, as I mentioned earlier, perseverance is key.
All right. Okay, so can you tell me about your target market, the channels you use, basically how to get the product from your place to the customer, and maybe your key partners and resources? Partners are not your brother only, but if they're external partners right now.
Our key resources include, so the raw material, for example, our clay masks, they're clay mask blends. So we need raw material like pure clays for that. Our oils, they're pure essential and carrier oil, so we need pure oils for that. In case of our key partners, I think our vendors, it was pretty difficult to find vendors to get like pure and good quality things. So I feel like our vendors and our producers are people that are our partners, and also our courier service.
All right. Last part, right? The risks and challenges. Okay. So, what are particular risks and challenges that you have faced over the years, and how did you overcome them? And finally, do you feel that uncertainty has reduced over time?
Risks, I feel like, was obviously initial investment. We weren't sure if it's gonna work out or not, and also the time that we put into it. We've been consistent with the whole thing, like consistent posting, consistently sending packages, consistently contacting customers for feedback. I feel like that is something that was risky because आपका time and आपका पैसा invest हुआ होता है, and you don't know how far it's gonna go. Other than that, sorry, what was the?
Do you feel that over time uncertainty has reduced? For example, a lot of businesses during COVID, they completely shut down from physical and went to online, and after that haven't recovered because there's still uncertainty that there can be a lockdown, and if not a lockdown, another wave can come, God forbid.
Oh, basically the thing is, my business actually started during peak COVID, so we were like, when e-commerce was like booming, right? So uske hisab se I feel like there hasn't been any hiccups or anything like that in terms of our sales. Lekin definitely the risks have reduced over time because our customer base is now getting pretty strong. We've done over 1,500 orders around Pakistan. So, and like people reorder as well. So that basically highlights risks have reduced.
All right. Thank you so much for taking out the time and for giving us insight about your entrepreneurship journey. Allah Hafiz.
Thank you for having me.